Good morning guys and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, you guys, we're going to talk about how to create a new healthy habit. In different seasons of our life, we need different things, and so it's really important to recognize the season of life that you're in and to readjust and make it work best for you. So if this is content that you guys like to see, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe, and let's jump into this video. So let's just do a quick little backstory. About a month ago, Liv started Tiny Tots. It was incredible. It is incredible. Liv absolutely loves it. She can't wait for Tiny Tots. I love it. I have a little bit more time to work on the things that I need to work on. And like, we were all so excited, right? And I got home from dropping Liv off at Tiny Tots one day. I sat down at my computer to start working, and physically, I was like shaking and crying hysterically, and it had nothing to do with leaving Liv. I felt so overwhelmed because I had put so much pressure on myself. I told myself, oh my goodness, you have 2 hours twice a week. You need to have the house clean. You need to grow your business. You need to be posting more. You need to be filming more. You have 2 hours. You can film reels. You can edit. You can clean the house. You can scrub your bathrooms. Like, I had this whole laundry list of things that I had to get done. And I sat down, and you guys, it's 2 hours and I have to drive her there and come back, so it's a little bit less. And I just was like, my body was so overwhelmed and I couldn't really see it from the outside. I was like, okay, oh my goodness, what is going on? Why are you having this big of a physical reaction to this? So I did a bunch of journaling. Journaling just gets all of the feelings out for me, which is really good. And then later that night, I had picked up Liv and I just decided to surrender and just, like, okay, shake this off. You're gonna be okay. It was the next day. I was doing the dishes and I was feeling this sense of overwhelm again. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, I'm never gonna get all of the things done. I'm not gonna figure this out. And I stopped and I was like, okay, Charlene, you know what just happened? You've entered a new season of life. I went from having an infant to a toddler at home with me all day, every day, and I was working around her nap time or when she went to sleep, and now I have this extra time and I put so much pressure on myself. So I think the big thing is to, one, realize what season of life are you in right now? How much time do you actually have to work on whatever it is that you're choosing to work on? Is it trying to fit your workout in? Trying to eat healthy, find new recipes and start learning to eat in a different way? Is it working on a side business? Is it growing the career that you already have? How much time do you really have to do those things? You know what I'm saying? I had to really learn that, especially when I had an infant, because I had gone from working 3 jobs where I was constantly with people talking and all this stuff to being home alone with an infant was a lot harder than I had anticipated. And it just was a lot different of a life than I had previously. So adjusting to that and really accepting the season of life where I was, and the fact that I would sit for hours breastfeeding a baby and I couldn't work. I couldn't do certain things, if that makes sense. So I am now entering a new season of my life where Liv is going to preschool 2 days a week, just a couple hours. And the first thing that I did when I realized, okay, I am in a new season of my life, what are the problems or the struggles or the challenges that I'm having right here, right now? I wrote them all down. The problems that I was experiencing, I felt overwhelmed. I felt like I'd come home from dropping Liv off and the house wasn't clean. And if you're like me, I come home to a dirty house and I want to clean it up. Getting out of the house is also, it was a new thing for us because COVID didn't lead us to make a lot of play dates or sign up for classes. You know what I mean? Like, we have been home for the better part of 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So having a routine and a schedule and having Liv get readjusted to, waking up, getting dressed, combing her hair, brushing her teeth, eating breakfast in a timely manner. Normally she'll eat for hours and you know what I mean? So it was like this timing issue, and I struggle with anxiety. So it's like, oh my God, we have to get out of the house. We have 30 minutes and you need to do this. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, timing in the morning was a big one for me. And so I was like, okay, so So I wrote down my list of problems, right? And then I wrote down the solutions to those problems. So the solutions to the problems were, if a dirty house stresses you out when you come home from dropping Liv off at Tiny Tots, you need to have a clean house. It's pretty simple. So the night before Tiny Tots, I make it a priority that Doug and Liv like to spend time together. And so it's perfect because I take that opportunity to step back, and I don't do it every single night because I want to participate and I want to play as a family. But those 2 nights a week, I take the time to make sure that the dishes are done, the countertops are clean, the living room is picked up, because Doug and Liv will completely take apart the couch sometimes and turn it into a fort, which is so much fun. But when I come home and I see a big mess in the living room, I'm like, it'll just take me 5 minutes to clean it up, but then it's 5 minutes being taken away from something else that I should be doing, you know, and my time is limited. So making sure that the living room is picked up and the kitchen is clean, it just sets me up for success the next day. So I have made that a priority. Whereas in previous seasons of my life, I would have felt guilty for not spending the time with Doug and Liv. I would have felt guilty for stepping back, I guess, and making sure that my needs are being taken care of versus, well, what if Doug needs a break, you know? And I ask Doug, I make sure to ask Doug, you know, hey, how you feeling? We check in, we talk all the time, but he is so happy to just spend time with Liv. I need to let my stuff go. Also, taking a shower and getting myself ready is huge, which I've never really let myself do since Liv was born. I like ask permission to take a shower if Liv's still awake. It's ridiculous. I do think it's important to check in and make sure you're not just like bailing on somebody, because that's the courtesy that I want personally. And I believe you get what you give and you give what you get. So we definitely have open communication about that, but taking a shower the night before and just feeling my best is really helpful. So I definitely make sure to make myself a priority. The night before is crucial. Pack Liv snacks the night before, so plan what I want to give her the night before. The second part of pack Liv snacks ahead of time is to just plan breakfast. You know what I mean? Like, I normally wake up and I'm like, Liv, what do you want for breakfast? Banana pancakes? Okay. Oatmeal? Okay. Now, on these days, I just keep breakfast really simple. You know, we can make banana pancakes and stuff on days that are not Tiny Tots. We do oatmeal or full fat yogurt with berries, and something that I know that she's gonna love. It's quick, it's easy. I don't have to spend the time in the kitchen because I still like to throw myself together. I need to get her dressed. You know what I'm saying? So making sure to plan a quick and easy breakfast, something that she's actually gonna sit down and enjoy. That way I'm not spending half of my morning cooking and trying to get her to eat and then rushing to get her dressed and out the door. Does that make sense? So just taking that anxiety out and just keeping it simple. And then the biggest tip, you guys, is I plan exactly what I want to have accomplished the next day. And I make it short, quick tasks. And one of those things that I have started to incorporate every single Tuesday and Thursday is I take the dogs for a walk. It's like a little over a mile loop around our block. It takes me 19 minutes to do the little over a mile, and it's perfect. I love it. The dogs, as soon as they hear me come home from dropping Liv off, they're like, chick, 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 chick. But it's getting outside, just getting my body moving. I want to incorporate more walking and movement. And when I just go me and the dogs, first of all, we haven't really done just me and the dogs walking since pre-Olivia, which is 3.5 years ago. It feels so good, you guys. It just feels good to be outside. It feels good to move my body. We can walk at a faster pace because it's just me and the dogs. We don't have Liv, in which if Liv's on her scooter, we can walk at a really good pace. But you know, if we're walking with Liv, we stop and we look at bugs, and it's so much fun. It's just a completely different experience walking with just me and the dogs and walking with Liv. So we get out of the house, we get a quick walk in. Normally I do that first. That way it's like the blood is pumping, I'm feeling so good, and then I come back, I sit down, the house is already clean, maybe I eat a quick little bar or I grab a snack and I come and I sit at my desk and then I work. And I plan out quick little tasks that I know that I can get accomplished. So if I have to get some phone calls done, it's so much easier if I do that when Liv's not here. So I plan my phone calls. If I need to upload a video, I upload a video. I give myself 30 minutes for editing or creating a thumbnail, you know, something that I know isn't gonna take a ton of time. Or if it's like, oh my goodness, I'm behind today, I need to spend my entire time editing a video, great. That gives me like an hour and 15 minutes to edit a video. Uninterrupted time is magical. So making a realistic task list is going to be your best friend. If you just overload yourself with clean the house, work on a video, you could spend most of your time cleaning the house and then you never get your video done. Does that make sense? So for me personally, I know I'm using this time to get work done. So I have very specific tasks and I just keep them short and sweet to make sure that I feel accomplished when I'm done. Because the more you set achievable goals and you achieve your goals, you are convincing your brain over and over and over again that, hey, I can make a commitment to myself. I follow through with commitments to myself. Does that make sense? It's so good for your brain to stay positive and motivated, and it is so important to just make short little quick little task lists that you can check off in the amount of time that you have, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself and then feel like a failure when you're done, which is what I was doing because it was a new season and I was, like way too excited for the time, and that's okay. And now that I have created this new system, I'm getting so much more done now, and it is fantastic. I highly recommend it. So I think the biggest takeaway, you guys, is to really acknowledge the season of life that you're in. Where are you? How much time do you actually have to work on what you're trying to work on, or work on your goals, whether it's fitness, business, side hustle, keeping your house clean? How much time do you really have? And then what is it that you need in order to accomplish your goals? Is it to set yourself up for success the night before like I do? Okay, make a list of the things that you need to do the night before so that you're set up and ready to go the next day. The next thing is make a quick little task list. Make it 5 things. What are 5 things that I want to get done in my fill in the blank, how much time? For me, I have 2 hours. What do I want to get done? A walk with the dogs is always on my list. I know that it takes me 19 minutes to do that. So then I schedule out the rest of my time with what I need to do. Does that make sense? Okay. And then follow through. Follow through with the commitments that you make to yourself. Make yourself a priority. You are worth it. You deserve this time. And it's so good for our mental health, you guys, to put ourselves first and actually take care of ourselves. It's so important for us to make ourselves a priority and take care of ourselves, because nobody else is going to do it for us. We got to do it for ourselves, because the way we show ourselves love is the way we are asking to be loved by others. So you want to make sure that you're making yourself a priority, because you are worth it. All right, you guys, what do you guys think of my tips and tricks? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to chat with you. If this was content that you guys like to see, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe, because it really supports my channel. If you hit that little notification bell, you'll never miss another video with this girl right here, because it'll send you a notification when my next video comes out. And that's it for today's video, you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.